Friends, today I'll give you some tips for when you get an apartment that's already finished by the developer and how to renovate it quickly, make it look premium, and avoid any complications that could delay the project. Helping me with this is Katerina Suleymanova. She's designing the interior of this apartment. Katya, how are you?
Hi, everything's great.
So, can you tell us what do we have here? How many square feet? What's the layout like?
The apartment is about 2,150 square feet and includes a kitchen, living room combined with a dining area, 2 bedrooms, and master bathrooms. There's also a guest bathroom at the entrance and a storage room.
And can you tell me, what's the ceiling height here?
The ceilings here are 10 feet high.
Katya, what was the main task you were given here?
My task was to complete the renovation in the shortest time possible, making it look premium and expensive while meeting the client's layout preferences.
Tell me, what did you start with here? What was already done?
Initially, the developer sold the apartments with a pre-finished interior. So there was a kitchen installed, plumbing, white walls, floors, and carpet that we didn't like in the bedrooms.
Could you give our subscribers some advice on where to start when you're in a situation where you have a ready-to-go renovation like this?
First of all, if you want to renovate quickly, like we did in 2 months, don't go for demolition or replastering the walls. You need to choose a type of wall finish that you can apply quickly. In our case, we used wall panels.
Is this porcelain stoneware?
Yes, it is.
Tell me, this wall, as I understand, was already finished and you didn't take it off, just glued the panels on top.
Yes, glued right on top.
What are the nuances here, guys? You'll need to prepare the baseboards. Right now, it looks unattractive when baseboards stick out, so you need to think about hidden baseboards. You see, for example, here the decorative plaster is flush with the baseboard. You need to figure out the thickness of your baseboard and match it exactly with either a decorative panel or plaster, so everything is flush. And tell me, what did you do with the kitchen?
The developer's kitchen was dismantled, and the existing kitchen fronts were re-veneered with a new veneer, which was also selected for all the furniture here. We also re-veneered the hinge doors, since it's quite simple to do. Dismantle them, take them to the factory, and re-veneer. But when it comes to sliding doors, dismantling them requires dismantling the frame and part of the wall. Of course, that would have prolonged the whole process, and we didn't have that much time, so we kept them in their original veneer, but selected a new one to match.
Guys, for your interior to look beautiful, you need to use the same colors throughout, in the kitchen, living room, dining area, and bedroom. The color of this wooden veneer flows from one room to another, and it ties different spaces of the apartment into one cohesive style. So this veneer becomes the base, and all other veneers are selected to match it. Our kitchen is linear with a full kitchen on the right, sink, stove, and a work surface on the other side, which is very convenient. This is a very important point. You need to make this passage at least 3.3 feet wide, or at the very least 3 feet. Ideally, it should be 4 feet, so that when the cabinets open, they don't hit each other. Plus, when you open them, there should be enough space to stand and place something down. In terms of kitchen features, there's a wine fridge, microwave, stove, oven, and sink. And on this side, we have a fridge. And guys, another cool feature is the amazing pantry. It's a bit messy right now since we're storing stuff there, but it's super convenient for placing water bottles or whatever you need, and the washing machine is hidden there too. By the way, about the kitchen, how to make it so there are no rags, no sponges, and everything is out of sight, you can check out another video about my apartment. So please tell me, what about the flooring? Did you change it?
We changed the flooring in the bedrooms, but in the living room, we kept the existing floor because it goes perfectly with the bar counter. In the bedrooms, we had carpet, which was not very good quality and looked worn out. So for replacement, we chose quartz vinyl because we were limited in height due to the panoramic windows, which restricted us. So we could only choose flooring with a maximum height of 0.4 inches.
And parquet can be up to 0.8 inches. And if it's solid wood, it can be even thicker. Guys, when you use natural wood, you should understand that it requires constant care. If you don't maintain constant humidity in the apartment, the wood will shrink, expand, crack, and might even warp. So, when you have parquet flooring, you always need to keep an eye on it. Plus, parquet scratches quite easily, but the good thing is it can always be restored, sanded down, and they will look like new. But in a hot climate, for example, if you have an apartment abroad where there is high humidity, it's better to use either stone flooring, quartz vinyl, or other materials that are not as temperamental as wood. So let's walk through the living room. Tell me about the furniture, please.
All the wooden furniture is custom made.
How long did it take?
I work with a reliable factory that completed everything for us very quickly in about a month.
Wow, that's really fast. I see you have such a gorgeous fireplace here. Tell our viewers about it.
In a hot climate, when you don't want the fireplace to burn, choose a steam fireplace. First of all, it can be voice controlled and can change the light, adjust the steam intensity, and create a romantic atmosphere.
Plus, it works as a humidifier because if you have a very dry climate, you need extra humidity to keep your skin from drying out and to feel comfortable. So it also acts as a humidifier. So it's not just a device that creates coziness, comfort, and atmosphere. It's also functional. Guys, take a look at this cabinet. It's made entirely of natural marble. The special thing about this material is that it comes in different shades that are present in this interior. For example, we have a bathtub in the same color. And you see, this porcelain stoneware has a slightly lighter shade, but it all blends together. It goes well with the walls, the cabinet, and the floor. So we play with the interior by taking a light gray color, but introducing different shades and slightly different textures. This creates variety in the interior. So tell me, what did you do about the electrical system? Did you change the electrical system in any way? And is it worth changing the electrical system if you have little time?
We didn't change the electrical system here because the approvals take a lot of time, about a month. We added electrical outlets, decorative lighting, like lights above the sofa area, lights above the dining table, and connected to the existing electrical outlets.
Guys, there's one downside. Since the existing electrical system is set up, all the lights can only be turned on together, and you can't turn on individual lamps separately. But this can be resolved. You can actually solve this if you have a smart home system. Modern technology has evolved to the point where you can create a smart home system using relays that work with remote controls. So you can connect to the existing electrical system or, for example, install smart bulbs that turn on and off via radio signal. And there are both full systems, which connect to the electrical wiring and simpler panels that run on batteries. That's how I set it up in my apartment. I didn't change the existing electrical system either. I worked with it. But still, you can set up individual lighting points like this. I use this too, so keep it in mind.
One of my favorite pieces in this interior is this beautiful shelving unit made from 3 different materials. The first is the veneered MDF porcelain stoneware for the back panel of the top shelves and mirrors. The mirrors visually enlarge the space, and as you can see, we tinted them copper to give the shelving a more premium look. We added decor that matches the color scheme and style of the entire interior, plus lighting. This gave the interior a more atmospheric, complete look.
Guys, decor is a very important part of any interior. When we finish a renovation, we always invite a decorator at the end who picks out vases, throws, and everything else. That's when the interior turns into a magazine-worthy picture, so I highly recommend decorating after a renovation. Guys, to do a renovation quickly, you need to choose furniture that's already in stock, but sometimes it just doesn't match the color.
Yes, we actually faced this when we were selecting furniture for this interior. The client really liked these chairs, but they were brown, which didn't quite match our interior.
And what did you do?
We reached out to a furniture factory, and in just a week, they reupholstered our chairs with new fabric. We also found a table we really liked in terms of size, but unfortunately, the legs of the table that was available were gold. We called another factory that specializes in metalwork, and they agreed to repaint the legs using a galvanization method.
Yes, guys, you can also find a tabletop that suits you and order the legs separately elsewhere. The ones you need. Use this tip too. It'll save you time.
In this area, I suggested a design trick by placing a mirror that reflects the sea view, and essentially, it's like a living painting.
Guys, let's go to the bedroom. You can see we have expensive carved marble on the bedroom wall. And here is the panel. It's the same idea as in the rest of the apartment. Just attach something on top to save time on finishing. And see, behind this panel, you can route the electricity. If you need to minimally extend the wiring, you can place the panel and run the electricals behind it, like for a vanity or workspace. So use this tip.
In the master bedroom, across from the bed's headboard, there was an existing closet provided by the developer. But we decided to change it because the original closet had very narrow, short doors that didn't reach the floor, just down to the baseboard. And to be honest, it didn't look great. We also changed the interior, chose veneer matching the headboard to create a cohesive look, and added an open section filled with decor. The back panel, again, is made of grooved wood with lighting.
And here's another cool idea with the TV, guys. You see, it's not directly across from the bed. Well, it is, but slightly angled. This was done to mount a bracket here. The TV swivels on the bracket so you can lie in bed and also enjoy the beautiful sea view. Natural stones are quite expensive, so how can you optimize the cost? First, behind this panel, you don't need to use natural stone. And look, it seems like the corner goes straight to the floor, but if you look closely, it's the bed's curve covering the wooden panel. It's cheaper than natural stone. There's also a guest bedroom here, and it seems to be done in a different color.
Yes, here I wanted to move away from boring beige interiors, although the overall color palette is quite neutral, and add some accent colors in each room. In the living room and master bedroom, I used olive as the accent color, but here I decided to go with blue. This creates a kind of underwater world concept, which aligns with the theme of the entire Atlantis complex.
And the cabinet extends into the makeup area with storage to keep all your cosmetics so they aren't just lying on the table. There's a full-size mirror that aligns with the paneling, including underneath the cabinet. To visually increase ceiling height, the trick of using vertical lines is often applied. You see, the vertical line of the mirror flows into the panels. Another common trick is creating a recess around the ceiling perimeter, making the walls appear to rise and visually raising the ceiling. The bathroom, see how large and wide the doors are? It can actually feel like part of the bedroom. Basically, on one side, there are 2 sinks so that 2 people can wash up comfortably. And on the other side, there's a full walk-in closet, shower, and toilet. Everything here is original, except for these grooved walls. Katya, so you can extend the terrace into the living room area, and when it's not too hot, it becomes one big open space. Look how beautifully the complex curves, the sea, it's gorgeous. Friends, leave your comments about the renovation and finishing. You can definitely add something useful for our subscribers. And of course, give us likes, ask your questions. Katya, will you answer the questions?
Definitely.
It's important for us to engage with you, and of course, it helps the YouTube algorithms to promote the video. All right, we're off now. Bye-bye, everyone.